Kia ora guys, welcome back to the Black Jersey. My name's Max, I'm the host of this channel. I'm normally into having a pretty decent setup, but my analysis on the Black Ferns that I was intending to drop this evening is not going to be ready because I've been insanely busy with filming my short film, and that's finally complete. You'll find out a few things about the short film that I made for my uni assessment in the weeks to come. I've just been editing it and stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully it's going to be done by late November because that's the assessment's due date sometime in late November. So yeah, big update there. But I thought I'd put my phone down. I'd record this video and I'd give you guys a bit of, I guess, a bit of a rundown of my thoughts of the All Blacks' performance in the Rugby Championship, discuss what went right, what went wrong, things like that, just because, you know what I mean, like, I just gotta keep you guys updated. I gotta keep uploading regularly, just so you guys know that I haven't forgotten about you, because I love this channel and I don't want you to ever think that. First off, I have to talk about the front rowers. When Rugby Analyst was kind enough to invite me on his channel for that wee autopsy with him and Hakatime Rugby, I was very forthright about my beliefs that we need new props ASAP, and well, I got what I wished for. Ethan de Groot got a recall. So awesome to see that. And we also saw Tyrell Lomax re-enter the frame for a recall, and he's turned from a 22-year-old debutant to a bit of a, I guess, a late bloomer. He's become a regular starter at 26. Lomax isn't necessarily someone I'd select for the All Blacks, but his mobility was a massive improvement from Angus Ta'avao and Nepo Laulala. And with Offa coming back into the frame, things are going to get even better. It was real nice to see the faith shown in Fletcher Newell to give him a test debut and stuff like that. Ollie Norris and Tamaiti Williams did get robbed of their call-ups and stuff, but I'm so happy that my wish for new props, as I stated in that podcast, has come true. I've got to talk about the hooker as well, Samisoni Taukei'aho. My parents are probably out there having a yarn about Taukei'aho. They're in the other room, and that's because Taukei'aho is just a world-class hooker. He is amazing. His line-out throwing was so accurate so many times throughout the competition. Honestly, it was pretty much impossible to decide on my hooker because he and Malcolm Marx were both pretty much the top players of the competition. I've gone for Marx for now, but boy, oh boy, could Taukei'aho be a threat against opposition in the years to come. Hakatime Rugby, I was on him before. Me and him, when we first had a yarn about Taukei'aho, thought that, oh, you know, there's not really much to him, blah, blah. But then a following game, Zach said to me, oh, young beast, such good carrying, just needs to work on the line-out throwing. And man, Taukei'aho, he went away between 2020 and 2021. He fixed that line-out throwing and he's got the reward. He's an All Black now, and most importantly, he is a regular starter, a well-deserved spot for Taukei'aho. The locks, a bit of a funny one, seeing Scott Barrett spend a bit of time at both lock and flanker. He's probably overtaken Brodie Retallick by now if it weren't for that wee Achilles injury and stuff that ruled him out of the Eden Park test against the Wallabies. But Sam Whitelock's been in massive form. He was so important throughout that competition, and he would definitely be my reserve hooker if I named one for team of the tournament. So that's pretty much all I've got to say about the forwards, because the Lucies are always going to be stacked for talent, man, like unbelievably stacked. I'm getting worried, though, with halfback, I guess. Like, Folau Fakatava's played just 37 minutes of Test rugby, and we're less than a year away from the Rugby World Cup. And so I'm really hoping that the faith is going to be shown in Fakatava to keep things going for him. Aaron Smith's also playing massive minutes. I think he could do with a break and stuff like that. But yeah, Finlay Christie, it was great to see him overtake a Brad Weber at the halfback depth charts. First five is concerning me as well. Stephen Petafeta's debut was just 40-something seconds, like less than a minute of the game. Like, goodness me, that was not nice to see. I'm very concerned for depth at 10 as well. It was good that Mwanga returns to the 10 jersey and got Joe Schmidt's backing, but I think Mwonga probably did kick the ball away too much. So as things stand right now, I'm probably not going to name him in my World 15 for a second year in a row. Bowden's experience off the bench, though, was real useful. And in that emergency scenario, I was quite happy to see him playing as the starting fullback. On the notes of the Barretts, Geordie at 12, I think that it's nothing to really freak out over, get hyped up over. I think that what Geordie showed us is essentially just going to be an insight into how his career is going to go post-World Cup. I think that he's going to remain at fullback under Ian Foster for the next year or so until the end of the World Cup because of his share in the positions depth chart and because he's so good at defending and he's got a safe pair of hands under the high ball. Will Jordan needs to work on his defence still, as I've said a few times at the championship perhaps as well. So I just don't feel anybody but Jordie Barrett can be trusted to be the last line of defence right now, unless it's his brother stepping in for a worst case scenario. I think that now that Quinn Tupaia has been ruled out for 9 months and will likely miss the World Cup, we're going to see David Havili continue to start at 12, and Roger Tuivasa-Sheck will get taken as the fourth midfielder behind Anton Leonard-Brown, who's returning from injury, and Rieko Ioane, whereas ALB is going to be chosen over RTS to start in the big matches of the World Cup. But sorry to RTS, I think that third cab off the rank is going to be Jordie Barrett, if that is indeed the case. So yeah, it'll be one heck of a puzzle to solve in midfield when it actually comes to a pecking order for 12, because after that performance by Jordie, I think we're absolutely going to see him move there once Fozzie's contract expires. The outside backs, I don't really have to touch on them, do I? But yeah, the coaches, look, Fozzie, everyone knows my thoughts on him, but Joe Schmidt and Jason Ryan, they've done wonders. It appears that Fozzie's favouritism isn't impacting the team as badly as it was when Plumtree and Moore were his assistants. Greg Feet continues to do well as scrum coach. But yeah, Joe Schmidt is the forwards coach. That Moore is so much better. The pack's energy is so much more enthusiastic. And there's just life in the All Blacks attack system at last, which, once again, that makes me feel so weird because Brad Moore made such an amazing attack structure with the Crusaders. But yeah, with Joe Schmidt and Jason Ryan there, I think the All Blacks have improved for the first time since 2016. We've got a lot of catching up to do, though, so I'm worried that the damage is already done. But yeah, the Rugby Championship win, I was kind of surprised to see that. I may have got the correct placings correctly predicted for every team in the Six Nations, but I didn't do too well for the Rugby Championship. I said we were going to come third, South Africa first, Argentina last, Australia second. Well, we won, and I think Jason Ryan and Joe Schmidt can take a huge amount of credit for that. And I think that Jason Ryan, if Razor is keen to go overseas, I wouldn't actually mind to see Jason Ryan become the All Blacks head coach one day. That would be very nice. So yeah, guys, I'm going to head off. I'm going to get some sleep after uploading this video because I've had a massive day of filming to finish off my short film assessment that I'm going to release on YouTube once it's ready. Thank you so much for all your support, guys. Sorry that the sound and the visuals are probably going to be really bad in this video, but I just wanted to give you guys an update and stuff, just a general feeling from me about the Rugby Championship. But yeah, as things stand, I think the All Blacks are probably tracking for a semi-final exit of the World Cup again, but long term, I think that this Foster era is going to have massive lessons for all these young players, and I think that we are indeed on track to win in 2027, so not all hope is lost, guys. Thank you so much once again for watching. It's been a pleasure, and cheers, guys. Thank you very much.